So today I'm bringing you a tarot room makeover, which has been really interesting to do for lots of reasons, and also thoughts about overwhelm and how to deal with overwhelm and where that might be coming from, and how new glasses can give me pointers forward. So if you want to see a tarot room makeover start and you're interested in thoughts about overcoming overwhelm, then stay tuned. Hi lovely people, it's Candy here, welcome back to my channel. Today, can you see that behind me? Today I am thinking about sacred spaces, magic in my home, tidying up, just the magic of tidying up. I have so much washing all over the house. I do have clothes on, by the way. It looks like I've got nothing on, but I do. Situation that I've got in the house means that every day I have like bedding and quilts to wash every single day. 2 muddy dogs and 3 kids, you know, and there's additional needs as well. So it's a lot of laundry. I am about to start trying to make space for my Christmas tree to go up. To make space for the Christmas tree, I have to move my tarot desk in the lounge, and it's just made me want to absolutely rejig everything. So at the minute I'm standing in what is my spare room, which is an absolute mess. Yeah, right, so this is the spare room, and my dogs have followed me in. It's always splattered with mud and dirt because they run in and out. The floor did have a carpet on, but I ripped the carpet out and there was a concrete floor which I painted white. But this gets stained really quickly. And what I've got in here at the minute, I've got a piano, a little old piano that I bought. It's where I dry bedding. It's normally all draped in washing. It's got a little bit of exercise equipment, an exercise bike and a few weights, and you can see I've got the vacuum out. I'm just trying to tidy it up. There's a couple of huge mirrors there. Hello. This is the boiler cupboard here. That's where I dry laundry in there. Plates for the dogs for night time are there. This trunk I found at the tip, that's for their dog bedding. And then these bookcases are bookcases that I was given by a friend who was moving. My son's Lego is on there. I've got a few books. There's family games. There's old kids videos. I've got some altar things up here that I store, bike helmets. But you can see it's just kind of wasted. I come in here to get stuff out the freezer. I come in here to hang laundry up. I shove the dogs in here when I'm doing the school run. I might do 20 minutes on the bike, and it's a huge room that's just totally wasted. Currently in between rooms, not knowing what to do. I might just move things around. So you can see very early on in the week when I started doing the work, that very quickly my eyes were going to all the things around the house that obviously I'm struggling to stay on top of. Regardless of whether there's a good reason or not, I could see myself battling with my internal critics. And at the start of the week, it made me want to stop, which is why I haven't tackled this before, because I find all those things conspire to throw me into overwhelm. And when I hit overwhelm, I play out overwhelm in lots of different ways. One of them is to freeze, which is one of my go-to trauma responses. I had to work very hard to overcome some severe dissociation, and there's loads of video of me dissociating. When I viewed the footage back and wondered why I'd got so much footage, there were big periods of time where I was just blanking out. So to freeze and just to give up and to not try. I make jokes about going back to bed or doing nothing, having so much on that I do nothing. And I know I'm not the only one. I think it's a really common response to feeling overwhelmed and getting really, really hard on myself. Like that first bit of video that you've just watched, if you could have an ear into what was going on inside my head and what my inner critic was saying, you would just be horrified. And it just got me thinking about, why do I fall into overwhelm so severely, so quickly? And why do it then make me freeze? It's like toxic procrastination kicks in, where I end up doing nothing at all. And then this week, on Monday, on the same day that you saw that me film that footage, I had an email come through saying that Tilly's glasses were ready for her to collect, and could we go in and collect them. So on Monday after school, we're in lockdown, but the optician's open and she really does need these glasses. And I just thought, well, town's going to be really quiet because we're in lockdown, so let's go in and get these glasses. So we went in Monday after school to pick them up. She loves them. She just absolutely loves them. But she immediately fell into overwhelm with the anxiety of people looking at her in them. And I knew, looking at her with a mother's heart, that she would need loads of support to get over the overwhelm and to start to wear them. And I think when you look at problems for other people, it's easier to come up with solutions than it is when you've got a problem yourself. We're so blind when it's us. You can come up with 1,000 good ideas for somebody else, but if it's your problem, you can't see the wood for the trees. So with Tilly's glasses, Tuesday morning, when the taxi pulled up to take her to school, she went into complete meltdown and wouldn't move on the driveway. She was completely static. And I realised it's because she'd got her glasses on and she just couldn't move. So I immediately took the pressure off her and said, well, just put them in your bag today. Just put them in your bag. You don't need to put them on. Just put them in your bag and take them in your bag. Little steps. Easy to offer that up to somebody else and to offer it up to one of my kids. Not so easy for me to offer it to myself. And yesterday at school, she managed to, on her first day, she managed to take them in her bag and she managed to put them on her desk, get them out at the very end of the day on her desk, with her teacher saying, if you do that, I will bring my glasses in tomorrow and let you look at them. And today's task is for her to take them with her, to put them on her desk for all day, but to put them on in one lesson. That's her challenge for today. She gets a treat from me tonight if she does that. Little steps, and she's excited now. She's not overwhelmed. I've broken it down into little steps. I've made it really concrete for her, what she's got to do. I've made it fun. Her teacher's made it fun. I'll show you my glasses tomorrow. Her teacher gave her a little prize for being a good girl with them yesterday. You know, she's got another little treat today. So I've put fun and play into it, and I've broken it down for her. And I turned round on day 3 of doing this room makeover and suddenly thought, oh my goodness, this is overwhelm as well. And you have given yourself such a hard time. Why can you offer that up to somebody else, little steps for somebody else, and why can't you offer it up for yourself? I realised that I fall into overwhelm because of my inner critic, and my inner critic expects me to be perfect. And if you'd have told me at the start of the week that I suffer with perfectionism, I would have probably choked laughing, because in my mind, people who suffer with, who are driven with perfectionism, have things pretty much together. They're the people with the immaculate house, the people with the swept driveway, with the clean car. They're the people with the organised diary that knows what's going on in their kids' schools. I'd fallen into the mistake of thinking if you're struggling with perfectionism, it means you're nearly perfect. But I realised this week that my inner critic saying, this must be perfect, this must be the most amazing room ever, this must be finished. In my mind at the start of the week, I wanted to do this huge room transformation and have everything done. This must be spectacular. That voice also is the voice that says, and it's not. It doesn't offer me up little baby steps. It doesn't say, good job, you've done that little step right. It says, get to the finish point and it better be better than anything. And until you get to that finish point, you're rubbish. I realise that it's that voice that starts to shut me down. I react to the pressure of perfectionism by freezing. I go into my trauma response and I don't do anything. It's just been an absolute wake-up call for me, watching Tilly cope with the overwhelm of her glasses and watching my response to that for her has just opened my eyes in a week where I too had a task that I wanted to present to people and also was being frozen by overwhelm. Tilly frozen on the driveway, unable to walk towards the school taxi in these new glasses, is exactly what I was doing, standing in my hallway, surrounded by laundry, with Christmas decoration boxes needing to come down, with me wanting a finished tree, to all the crap piled up from the 2 rooms. It was exactly the same moment of me thinking, well, I'm just going to go to bed. So I really wanted to share all of this video, all of the clips of me panicking, all of the clips of the dissociation, some beautiful pictures of Tilly in her new glasses because she looks so gorgeous and she'll love to see that. But also this message of break it down, little steps. And I watched some videos by Richard Grannon because when I had this aha moment that that's what I was doing and I was being unkind to myself, I googled to see if Richard Grannon had spoken about it, and he did a couple of spot on brilliant overwhelm videos which is so useful to watch, and I'll link part 1 and part 2 down below. And it was exactly what I was thinking of this week. He talks about how trying to get stuff done can push you into overwhelm, and it can manifest as stress or anxiety. For me, that looks like rushing, absolute panicked rushing. Procrastination, he calls it severe procrastination. I call it toxic procrastination because it poisons you into absolute frozen states. Acting out in drama, for me that's food addiction. He talked about it could be anger or temper tantrums or sadness, like going and sitting in the car and refusing to get out of the car and crying. Or perfectionism, which he says shows up as not even attempting it. And that is where I am. That's where I am. He goes on in part 2 to say how to overcome it, and he talks about writing things down in list format. And I'd already started writing lists. Once I realised what I was doing with Tilly, I'd already started writing lists. So I thought, yeah, this is absolutely it. He talks about making the decision to not fall into overwhelm, and then the action is writing down the list, a flexible list and a primary and secondary list, so that if your primary list is to do this, this and this, but then life comes in and you realise you can't do it, you then don't fall into overwhelm again, and you've got your secondary list. Okay, well, let's do this, this and this. It's got to be a flexible list. So I am going to link those 2 videos down below. For me, with this room, which I'm sitting in at the moment, I've spent 2 days. I have yesterday I said, right, okay, I'm just going to get the window done. I'm just going to get the curtains done. I'm just going to get my desk area sorted and clear the dining room. And then to get the bookcases clear. And because the bookcase had a lot of Lego on, it also meant creating a Lego space upstairs for Busby. So yesterday that was the job, just the window, the bookshelves and Busby's Lego, and then to get the dining table clear again. And that's where I got to. So at the end of the video, that's what I'm going to share. I'm not going for the full room makeover. There's more to come. I'm going to spread doing up this room, which is really exciting for me, over a few videos. And I hope you enjoy watching it develop and grow. It's really exciting for me to have a space like this and to bring this room back into the home again is really exciting. I hope you enjoy having a nosy round my spaces and my bookshelves. I love it when anybody shows me around their house. I love it, so I hope you're going to enjoy that. But I also hope some of the pointers that I've talked about that were affecting me with Overwhelm and perfectionism showing up as doing nothing, I just hope that might resonate with somebody, because like I say, I'd never ever made that link between perfectionism driving you and actually achieving nothing. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. So I'm going to pass you back to the me that was in the middle of these jobs and had all of these thoughts beginning to untangle in my mind as I worked. Right, so I have been dragging things backwards and forwards. The plan was to clear this space here. Hi Lulu, which is where my tarot desk is. You can see I've started bringing down Christmas decorations there. My tarot desk used to sit here at the back of this sofa, but this corner here is the only corner that I can fit the Christmas tree in. It's the only corner I've got for that, so I had to clear this. You can see my dining table, whoops, currently looks like that. So this is tarot decks. These are drawers from my desk. So there's drawers, there's tarot decks, there's some books up there. So anyway, so this area now is all clear and it looks just so massive. It's ridiculously massive. I love the fact it's opened up all the lounge, and I'll go and show you where I've put the desk. And you can see in the window there, you're going to have to ignore the floor because the floor needs like a complete scrub now I can get to it. But this white floor paint holds the dirt, and I'm going to have to do something. I've been collecting tiles. Eventually I want to do a mosaic floor in here. Oh my goodness, I've just spotted something. That's my kids with the hand. Can I just... Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I can't believe I've just filmed that. They keep doing that with this hand because they think it's hysterical when I finally spot it. So thanks kids, that made it onto video. So please ignore the hand gesture on the window that I didn't spot till I finished. Now this was a old bookcase that I used to have a rental property, and that was left by one of the tenants that moved out. So this bay window, it's got this shaped windowsill, and this bookcase fits just lovely here. I've got some old pieces of lace on the windows, but I need to sort that out because there's no curtains in here, and if I'm working at the desk in the window at night, I don't want to feel like I'm being looked at. I do think I'm going to need to get a curtain just across this bit. Now the porch is there, so nobody can kind of see into this way. This side we've just got the neighbour's garage, so I think I'm going to be okay with just the lace there. It's just this central panel that I need something. So I have been in my textile collection and I found this old, beautiful, oh my gosh, I love linen like this. It's the type of embroidered linen that would have gone in your bottom drawer. And whenever I see any textiles like this, which I only ever spend a few pounds on, I collect it, and I've got quite a bit collected. So I think I might give this a good iron and see if I can't put that onto something to act as a curtain. I do need to work on the window. You can see, look, this is all just twisted round and wired on. I need to sort that out, make it look prettier. Untangle the wind chime up there that's tangled, and sort the windows out first. So that's going to be the first thing I do today. And then my daughter's cupboard, which was her old jewellery box. So that's going to be for tarot decks in there, and each side of this cupboard has got handles on. All I've done is I've just wired it at the top so it doesn't, so it's really sturdy and isn't going to tip up. But both sides has got these handles on. So this was an old jewellery box. She used and then stopped using and wanted more space in her room. And then the desk just fits nicely in there. Now the piano was going to go in the lounge, in the space I've cleared, but although it's on wheels, because it used to be a school piano and it was on wheels to move around the hall, it wouldn't go up the lip of the door there. It wouldn't go up that. It was too heavy to go up it. So that has had to stay there. It doesn't go flush against the wall because it's got wheels on the back as well. So it's got this gap at the back. So I've filled that gap. These need washing. These are just 2 bits of old wood that I've got that I'm going to wash. So that's the window corner with my new tarot desk in. Dog's beds have stayed there. A little cupboard that I use has gone in there next to it. Now I want to build something across the top so this becomes one big sort of table with the dog crates underneath. And then up on the wall, this all needs clearing off. But this when the girls were little, before I even had Busby, they had a play shop that was huge, and this was one of the back pieces on the shop, which I screwed to the wall a while ago. So the exercise equipment has gone there and there. My room divider just blocks off the freezer a little bit because it's just ugly. And I've started clearing the bookcases. You can see all my son's Lego, most of it has started to go upstairs. And I spent yesterday making a Lego space in his bedroom, which he loves now because he's got it all in his room now. So I've got to finish clearing the bookcases today, to sort out the window and the window covering and the curtain and stuff, and then just clean and start bringing things in. So I'm getting there slowly, Okay, so I am quite pleased with this. There's the vintage embroidered tablecloth that I've fixed up. I put it on a wire, which was a nightmare because this is a plastic window, so that was a bit of a nightmare to try and fix that up, but I've done it. I've sorted out the way the lace hangs all the way around the top, so the lace is now all hung up beautifully. It's all been washed, all the windows been washed. I've sorted out the wind chime. So that is the first bit of today's work done. That's my window space sorted. I've washed the floor underneath the desk as well. I've brought in this chair. Now this was a chair I found in an antique centre for £20 and it's super comfy. And it kind of goes with the feel of the colours in here. And like the artwork that I've got. This is a block that I bought from one of my favourite little seaside towns in Wales. It depicts a little house on the seafront in Borth. and it's painted onto a block and it's got embroidery on. So that's the window area, cleaned and ready to put things away on. I'm now going to show you what I've done in the last 2 and a bit days. Okay, so I wanted to show you the finished room, or finished so far. So I've got a few plants in here, which is nice. And if I pan around now, you can see that window area is looking a lot nicer now. It's all had a really good scrub and clean in here. I've set my desk up. I've brought in a few plants and my notebooks and my candles and my tarot decks are in here. It's been really, really fun to set up. My evil door Lego, which I built, which the kids have always thought is hysterical. I've had that years. More candles, incense sticks. This cupboard now has got my decks in. Now this cupboard used to be my daughter's jewellery box, which I made her. And she doesn't use it anymore, so it just works so beautifully to hold all my decks in. So that's been fun to set up. So that's all done, and I think that window space just works. It just feels really lovely. It just works really nicely. The dogs' beds are still in here. The plan next is going to be to use some coloured palettes that I've got on the driveway to create a structure over the top, so it's like a big table with crates underneath. So I've got a really usable big surface there, whether that's for giant spreads or for doing artwork on, or more altar space, I'm not sure yet. All of this is cleared now, ready to do something lovely on. I mean, if I have a big table underneath it, it could become like one huge piece going up the wall, which would be nice. I've hung some of my artwork in here. That's a mixed media embroidered drawing. That is an embroidered drawing as well on canvas. The freezer, let me just walk around here. The freezer's hidden behind my room divide, and the exercise equipment is still in here, but over in that corner, and all my weights are tidied up down there. The bookcases are a lot tidier now. I've got all trauma recovery books there, novels, notebooks, there's current reading and manga books there, tarot books here, tarot guidebooks there, witchy books here. And in the loft I've got so many books stored, like art books and things like that, and I've got loads of space here, as you can see now. I can make a proper library here. The piano, which I said earlier wouldn't go out of the room, is now it has just had to stay there. On the top of the piano, I'm going to get more plants eventually, but I want to put the plants around my little Lego world, which me and the kids sometimes build, but this is my world, this isn't the kids' world, this is my world. And I thought about doing a play Lego altar up there, which I really like the thought of, like using toys and Lego to actually build intent. So yeah, I'm really excited about that thought. I've got another couple of pieces of original artwork up here. This one is my friend Rachel Grant. It's one of her pieces. She's amazing. And this is one of my pieces, which is an embroidered oil painting, which I actually did like a paper cutting on it, but actually into the canvas. And then I did, around the cutting that I did machine embroidery onto the canvas itself where I'd cut it. So that's one of mine. So yeah, so there's art in here, there's Lego altars, there's space for new furniture to be built. eventually I want to paint the piano as well and do some artwork on the piano, because it was just one that a local school was getting rid of. I only paid £90 for it. But I would like to really make a feature of the piano again. So I am really pleased, guys. That is the start of my tarot room, I suppose you would call it. Tarot study room, sacred room, whatever you want to call it. But I'm really, really excited about it. Yeah, so I love it, and I'm just thrilled it's all come together. Okay, and if we come into the lounge, you can see I've now got all of this space that was full of furniture, which at the minute has just got a reading chair and my big basket full of throws and my guitar in. But that now has got room for the Christmas tree to go in. And the table that was completely covered, you can now see the table. It's opened it up so much in here. I just feel like I've got so much room. We were always feeling really cramped and unable to get round the table with all the stuff, and it just feels lovely now. So that's it, guys. It's been a busy few days. Yeah, it's been a busy few days. Lessons in Overwhelm. But I'm really happy that after the initial meltdown, I kind of took things in hand and wrote a list, broke things down, became kinder to myself, told myself that good enough was good enough, unfinished is good enough, and just to enjoy it again, put some music on, have a dance and have some fun. So that's what I've done this last couple of days, and I hope you have found it not too waffly and interesting, and I will see you again next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.